Thank you for everyone for joining us today. Welcome to the new She Is Still Dope TV, our wellness segment titled The Green Couch Therapist with Candace Coleman. And myself, I'm Candace Coleman. I'm a mental health professional and the creator of The Green Couch Therapist, which is a social platform created to aid in the attainment and the maintenance of mental wellness and the promotion of self care. So, this week we have a special guest for you. But first, our topic this week is better together, strength in numbers, being strong together. So I can go on for days introducing our special guest for today, but
Ooh,
I'm allowing her
boy.
to introduce herself in depth. She is the owner of Sankofa Concepts. She is an author of many books, one including the series of vision journals. If you may have remembered from a couple segments ago, we had did a giveaway. So without further ado, we are going to introduce Miss Madonna Awotwi.
Good evening, everyone in She's Still Dope TV land.
Yes.
My name is Madonna Awatri. I am a manifester, a graphic designer, a poet, an author, a mother. More than anything, I am super passionate about people fulfilling their purposes and doing what God has called them to do. And so I have a couple companies, I wear a few hats. And Candace is one of my best friends. And I'm super proud of everything that she's doing. She's been my personal therapist for years. I don't necessarily want to share her with the world, but sometimes we have to do what we have to do. So I'm excited and blessed to be on with you tonight. And let's
Thank
chat a little bit.
you. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. So we are going to get right into it. So, like I said, our topic this week is stronger together,
Yeah.
especially as women, as purpose-driven women of She Is Still Dope. One thing I want to think, how does your brand and who you are support the idea of women being stronger together?
I think that for me, as far as my brand,
Mhm,
which is Sankofa Concepts, then there is Go Get Her, which is my girls empowerment brand, and then my vision series.
mhm,
So really everything that I do revolves around pushing you to be your best self.
right.
And because God works through people, we are better together. So, where I have a strength, you may have a weakness. Where you have a strength, I may have a weakness. And if we are together, if God has brought us together, if He's put you in my life or put me in your life, then we are designed and purposed to do something together. And I
Right.
think that the sooner that people realize that, the better off that they will be. Because I know I'm a far better person with you in my life. Like I always say, like, you're like my good conscience. You're, you're my good conscience. Like you and Rachel will like talk me out of doing something that is like just a little ratchet. And so I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for your sound advice and your wisdom and the many times that you've talked me down off a ledge or kept me from doing some things that we're not going to talk about on television. So
Yes.
yeah,
Absolutely.
so I
Definitely. You do
definitely
the
think
same thing
that
for me. Yes.
people the sooner they realize that um people are better, like we're better together, we get more accomplished together as brown people, as
Mhm.
women. We can get
Yeah.
so much accomplished when we pour our energy
Mhm.
into like one collective thing.
Right.
Um, yeah, look,
Absolutely.
it's not best. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So our next question for Miss Madonna.
Yes,
So here on our
ma'am.
show, one of our goals, of course, with our wellness segment is to help promote mental wellness
Absolutely.
and attaining mental wellness and helping people who are possibly, experiencing, some signs of needing help in that area. So can you speak on the importance of, I guess, the connection between having that support system when it comes to mental health and what that can do for a person?
Whew. So I could probably talk all day about how this 2020 version of myself is the most evolved version, is the most self-aware, is the most emotionally competent version of myself because I have been in therapy for a solid year.
Yeah.
I keep my therapy appointments like I keep my nail appointments, with the exception of Corona, because even during quarantine,
Yeah.
I keep my therapy appointments. But
Yes.
it came a point, and some of you out there in TV land may know or may not know because you may not know me at all. But in 2014, I lost my youngest son. He went to sleep and did not wake up. And so from that point up until the end of 2018, I was just in a race. I was trying
Right.
to outrun my grief, trying to outrun my sadness, trying to outrun my depression. I can work anyone under a table. And that's
Yeah.
what I did for 4 solid years. And
Right.
at the end of 2018, I had like what I guess would be the equivalent of like a nervous breakdown.
Mhm.
And it wasn't to the point where I needed to be hospitalized, but I texted my friends and was like, I need help. I cannot continue on like this. And
Right.
I had been seeing at that point, I had been seeing the therapist like sporadically, like, oh, yeah, girl, I'll come over there whenever I wanted to, or whenever I felt like I might have needed like to get something off of my chest, but it wasn't. There's so much self-care in taking care of your mental. Like we take care of our
Mhm.
bodies and we go on these fad diets, and we get personal trainers and we do all of these things, and we go vegan and we go keto and we do all of these things, but nobody like talks about how important it is to take care of your mind, to take care of your heart, to take care of your spirit. And a lot of times, I know, especially with like being raised in church, there's like,
Mhm.
oh, you can pray about it. Yes, if you need prayer and a plan,
Absolutely.
you need a plan, like you do. And sometimes people are so earthly bound, they can do like so heavenly bound, they can do no earthly good.
Mhm.
And it's like, yes, God can answer our prayers, but God put these doctors and these mental health specialists and these therapists in our lives for a reason, in
Right.
order for us to be able to get to where we need to be on our path so that we
Right.
can inspire somebody else to do what they're supposed to do.
Right.
And
And
I
when you
just
say,
feel like
yeah.
even in like my relationship, like this is a much better like relationship, and it's like so much healthier because I'm in therapy,
Right.
because I can recognize when like something is me being me,
Hmm.
and not like everything is on the other person.
Right. That's awesome. And what I was thinking when you said that, especially when we talked about, some people may just say, "Okay, I'm gonna pray about it," but the first thing that popped into my mind when you said that is faith without works is dead.
Faith without
So,
works is dead. Exactly.
right,
And the thing is that
like,
God honors your action. He
right,
honors your action. I literally said that yesterday when I was at the trainer yesterday, and I was talking to him, and I said, he said, people are always talking about, oh, I'm gonna pray, I'm gonna pray, I'm gonna pray. I said, yeah, but God's gonna honor you if you move your feet.
hmm,
Move your feet, you know?
absolutely,
And it's like you are supposed to be a hearer, but also a doer of the
hmm,
word. So you gotta
yeah,
hear it, you got to pray, but you also have to do. And
yes,
so it's like, if you show up, God's going to meet you halfway. Like, He's not going to ask you to run the entire race yourself. He's not
hmm,
going to do that. But if you get up, you take the initiative, you get a therapist, He's going to open the door.
right,
He's going to bring you somebody that you need. And so it's like, don't be afraid. Like, and I feel like I love the time that we're in right now, because
hmm,
there's not as much of a stigma as far
yeah,
as like going to therapy, you know.
yeah,
And it's funny because we'll be at brunch and we'll be something like, here, girl, let me tell you my therapist said, you,
hmm,
and it's like
right,
it's almost become like a thing, like it's like in right now to seek
right.
mental health assistance.
I'm
But I
glad,
love it.
like,
I'm here
even
for
though
it.
like I'm not with the fads, but look, hey, that's the
I'm
thing that
here for it. Look,
we're pushing for mental wellness. We're pushing for ending the stigma,
yes,
especially like you said in our Black and Brown communities, because for so long that stigma has been there. Where
absolutely.
um, I know everyone probably can think of an uncle or someone who was older that always just stayed in their room. And it's like, oh, that's just Uncle so and so.
Yep. He just don't like people.
Right.
You know?
And that's how, in being raised like that, you may not, so when it comes to becoming an adult and you're experiencing some of these things yourself, you may not know how or who to
You don't
turn
know
to.
how to do it. You don't know how to
Right.
handle it, and it's like, for me, it's like, yes, sis, it's 2020. We want you to drink your water, eat your sea moss, mind your business, and see your therapist. Those are
Yeah.
the four things that we want you to do, in addition to charting out your purpose and living your best Black life. Like,
And I think too, because of that, again, like going back to the theme of being stronger together, being able to support, our friends, support our family who may be going through something, to be able to say, "Hey, I'm here for you. I'm here just to listen. If it's something I can't help or fix,
yeah, and
just
not
knowing
even
that
trying
you're
to, like,
there."
not even
Yeah.
trying to fix it, because sometimes you
Right.
can't.
You
It's like
can't.
sometimes you can't fix it. It's like, if I call and I'm just like upset and you're like, what can I do? I just need you to listen, or I just need to process this. Like, I just need to talk without somebody trying to interject how to solve the problem, because the problem's not going to get solved that fast, you know?
Right.
So, and I think too, like, and I can say that you encouraged me to see somebody, Demi encouraged me to see somebody, Rachel encouraged me to see somebody, but I had to do it in my own time. So don't feel like rushed. Like, take your time, find somebody, like, interview
Do your
therapist
research.
the way,
Do
like,
your research. Yes.
interview your therapist the way you would interview a babysitter that's going to watch your child, the way that you would seek out a daycare, the way that you would seek
Yes.
out a church. Seek out a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
And every therapist is not, like, I think my therapist is the dopest. There are some people that see Candace that think she's the dopest, or other therapists and things like that. So find somebody who works for you, because just like everybody's personality style is different, everybody's type of the way that they, pour into their clients is different,
Right.
but it's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing wrong with it. Everybody has, like, toxic traits. And I think that that's the other thing too. Like, a lot of times in the Black and brown community, like, we're just taught that our toxic traits are just how we are,
Right.
you know, like, oh, that's just how she is. You just got to get to know her. That's just how she is. No, that's toxic.
Mm-hmm.
That's toxic. And it's okay. It's okay to be a grown up and
Mm-hmm.
want to be better. Like,
Right.
at some point, you just have to decide that everything that happened to you as a child, or everything that happened when you were young, that affected the way you are as a person now, is not going to define your existence. Like,
Right.
that's not going to be the totality of your life, is these terrible things that happened to you, or this way that you were because of how you were raised.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just
Yeah.
every day I could decide tomorrow I'm going to be a different person. Yep, I want to be different. I want to be better,
Right.
and having that, being stronger together, and
Right.
having that good accountability and that good support, is having those friends that say, you know what? All right, I'm gonna ride with you.
Right.
I'm whatever you want to do. Whether, and I'll tell anybody,
I know.
you need people, you know what I'm about to say. If you want to go to square dancing school, if you want to go to clown college,
I'm there for
whatever
you.
it is, that's my famous line. It's like, whatever it
Yeah.
is you want to do, because I love you, because I support you, because I esteem you. It's like, go be the best clown you can be, sis.
Mhm.
Go be the best square dancer this side of the Mississippi.
Right.
Like, and it's part
Absolutely.
of that's part of friendship, and being stronger together, and being unified with
Mm-hmm.
someone. So yeah.
So that takes me actually into my next question. You kind of answered it already, but
Mhm.
I guess we can go a little more further into it. So if there may be people out there, and hopefully if they are and they're on She Is Still Dope, please feel free to join the
Hey,
society.
girlfriend.
It's free. It's dope. So, but with my next question, a lot of people may feel they don't have a support system or someone to turn to. Um,
Mhm.
I know you definitely mentioned therapy, which is a good thing. You can even speak on that again about. So, what advice would you give to someone who may be experiencing or thinking, "Well, I don't have a support system. I don't have anyone to turn to." Um, yeah.
So I'm fortunate that I don't have that. I've
Yeah.
had it. I've been in spaces before where I didn't have any support, or I felt like I was alone. And God has brought some amazing people into my life over the past 10 years.
Hmm.
So I'm so 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 grateful for that. But there's other things that I felt like, even not so much that I didn't have, like, that I didn't have support, but like I couldn't do it without the support, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And that's
Right.
like saying for like, as far as like working out and going to the gym, right? You know, at one point in time, I wouldn't go to the gym without you.
Right.
Even though I had my own car, I had my own way, I had my own membership,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't go without you.
Mm-hmm.
And if we decided we were going to go get something to eat instead of going to the gym, that's what we were going to do. And that wasn't
Right.
necessarily like the most healthiest thing we should have done. But,
Right.
you know, and I had to come to terms with the fact that if this is something that I want to do and I want to transform my life and I want to be healthy and I want to be here, I'm going to get my mental wellness, I'm going to get my physical wellness together. I have to do it by myself. And if
Right.
somebody wants to come with me, that's great. But I have
Right.
to make the commitment in
Right.
doing it by myself. So
Right.
I hired a personal trainer. I have not missed an appointment with him. I do not miss appointments with my therapist, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And during Corona, I had to get creative, you know, because the gyms were closed. So I
Right.
still committed. I went and walked the track. I walked outside. I did all of that, you know, and it's evident in how I look now,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But I
Yeah.
would say if you don't, follow me on Instagram. So if you don't have a support system, I would just pray for the resolve to go forward by yourself. Because
Right.
at the end of the day, God is going to send you the people, but you may need to take the first
Exactly.
step.
Exactly.
He's going to send you the people.
I was going to speak on that because I actually experienced that myself, where I was in a space of what I was doing in my life. No one else around me, let's say in my immediate circle, was doing the same thing. And that was when I decided to become an entrepreneur, when I decided to start a business. And I just took the step on, Jeff, you said, taking the step on doing it yourself and doing on your own, and God will bring the people to
He
you. He will
will.
bring the support
You see how
system
many
to
people
you.
he brought you, girl?
Right. Yes. So he would definitely bring. So
So
I
many
thought,
people.
thank you for that was a good point because he would definitely bring the people to you.
He will.
Um,
All the time.
absolutely. So yeah. So let's see what else. Oh, I
What?
have another point to make. It's about as far as bringing people together.
Mm-hmm.
Your vision events, okay, have brought
My
many
vision,
women
baby.
together. So that is another way that I feel like, because and this is something that you do annually,
Yes.
correct? You do
Every
it
year.
every year.
Every year. Last year I did it
Unless the
2 times.
pandemic, we might have, you might have to do it
I think
virtually.
I
I
think
don't
I am
know.
gonna do it. I think I am gonna do a little mid-year meetup. Hashtag,
Yes.
it's a good hashtag. I just thought. So I think I am gonna
Yeah,
do.
so even things like that, just finding different type of events in your community right now. A lot of events are virtual, and I think by every a lot of things being virtual now, it's a lot easier to have access to these events.
Absolutely.
Right. Like I know it's so many different things that are going on right now that I would have like loved to go to. Like this, oh, it's in New Orleans, it's in
Hmm.
New York. And I'm like, well, I
And
don't
you
have
know,
time
we're
to go.
good for a
And
road trip.
now
So
everything is virtual and it's
everything is
cheaper.
virtual.
Like
Super
a
cheap.
conference
It's
that
like
might
what,
have been
$20 for a
two,
conference?
three hundred dollars is $40 now.
Exactly.
So just also seeking out and looking for maybe virtual conferences, and you can find that we've personally gone to many conferences and
That's why I said
met people.
we're good for a conference. We're gonna get on the
Right.
road like, oh, we'll
And
be
meeting
back.
people. There's so many people that we have met and grown relationships with just
And
by
actually
going and
had like
networking out.
valuable
Right.
relationships with these people because we went somewhere where we didn't know anybody. We just
Right.
went like, oh, this looks great. Let's go. You
Yeah.
know, and I think that that's another way to meet people, especially if you're branching out into entrepreneurship or you're trying to do something or trying to go back to school and do
Right.
all those kind of things. And like, even when Candace went back to school for her master's and she
Mhm.
didn't know anybody in the class, and then she had all these new friends, so much so that I'm like, oh, go hang out with your little
My
school,
new friend. I love my new friend.
but God will meet you where you are. And as far as like my vision, like I could never have imagined these vision events being as big as they are and touching as many people as they have when it was just this little tiny thing that I did at church. Like, oh, I'm going to have this vision board party because this is something that I know works and it's cute and I want to do it for women's ministry. And so I did it 2 years at Bethel. Shout out to Tamika Reese Sims and Micah Sims. And so I did it 2 years at Bethel. And then so that was 2014 and 2015. And then in 2016, actually at the end of 2015, Cody Burt encouraged me to like make it like bigger. He's like, this should be a thing. Like you should do this. And so I purchased the domains for Vision 15 all the way through 2020.
Wow.
Like in 2015. And now here we are. You know, and it started out very, very tiny. Like God honors when you move your feet. Like he honors it. Like it was 2016, and I had nowhere I was going to have this vision board party. Didn't want to have it at the church, wanted to do it somewhere. Called my homeboy Tony, who had a restaurant. He gave it to me for free. Come get the keys.
Wow.
Candace held me down. My cousin held me down. Like we made this little bistro space so beautiful, you know, and there was 30 or 40 women who came. And then the next year there was 75 or 80 women who came. And then I did a one in the beginning of the year, and then I recap brunch at the end of the year. Then the next year we moved it to the distillery. It was just every year.
And then also adding speakers. You add speakers to the event for them to give their testimony on their life and how what vision has done for them. And like we said, that's all about being stronger together. Which is it. So I'm thankful for Vision. I love Vision. Yay. I just can't believe
even though you missed the last two because of school or whatever.
I just can't believe we're in 2020 already.
I can't believe we're in 2020 because that was 2015 and you didn't have any hair.
That was one of my five.
That was your big top, super top.
Yes.
But you know, and I think too, it's like it is encouraging when the women come and they understand that this thing works.
Right.
When your vision, when the vision that you have lines up with God's will for your life, those things will come to pass. I've seen people with poor credit get houses, jobs, doors open, travel. Like you moved your feet by getting a passport because you had a passport on your vision board, and somebody gifts you a trip to the Dominican Republic. Like these are things that happen, real tangible things, you know, and people have to understand like words have power. Action is equates energy. Like anything is possible. Anything is possible, you know? And if you don't know where to go, who to lean on, you don't have the people, like I said, move your feet and God will bring you. One of Demetra's favorite like Bible verses is like, look to the hills like for your help. I'm not good with like chapter and verse. It's in there. It's in there, trust me. You know, so like it's like look to the hills for whence cometh your help. And it's like, yes, you move your feet and he'll bring the people that you need for whatever you want to do. For whatever you want to do, he will put those people in your sphere of influence, in your circumference, well within reach for you.
Right.
You know, and it'll change your life. It will change your life.
Absolutely. All right. So how can you tell the people out here on She Is Still Dope TV, how can we find you on social media? How can we purchase the Vision Journal? Matter of fact, do you have like the Vision Journal? Because I don't have mine on me. I get there you go. The Vision 20 God Goals and Glitter Journal. It's beautiful.
Yes.
It will change your life. So can you just let the people out here on She Is Still Dope TV know how they can find you on social media and how they can purchase one of your vision journals?
Yes. So you can purchase my vision journal from VIS20N.com. That is vision20.com, VIS20N.com. You can follow me on social media. You can follow me on social media at I am Sankofa, IAMSANKOFA.
And we'll make sure to put it in the comments too, so everybody yes.
That's who I am. You know, you can follow me on Facebook at Madonna Awotwi, MADONNA AWOTWI. TWI. I encourage everybody to 2020, like quarantine is what you make of it. COVID-19 was what you made of it. I know literally a girlfriend of mine manifested a house, a whole house, and a BMW and a six-figure job
Yeah.
during quarantine. You
Yeah.
know, people have launched businesses and organizations and lost weight. People have, you know, so many things. The time is what you make of it.
Right.
Time is what you make of it. Your life is what you make of it, you know? And I would just encourage you, like, get the book. Yes, it's gorgeous. Like I always make sure, like on the back, it says, we create the destiny we desire. And I put my little XOXO there because that's my. So we create the destiny that we desire, you know? So that's the thing. What do you desire to be? Who do you desire to be? How do you desire to impact change? What will you do? What will your mark be like on this world? How will you impact people? How will we be stronger together? How will somebody be changed because they encountered you?
Right.
You know, I remember my grandmother saying, she said, if you are the only representation of God that someone ever sees, you know, will they believe more or less after having encountered you?
Right.
You know? So it's like, how will you show up in the world? How will you show up for people? You know, how will you manifest your destiny? Like time is not, people are leaving this place.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yes.
And so I say, like, to anyone who is like sitting on their dream, anyone who is stagnant, anybody who hates their job, anyone who feels like they're unfulfilled right now, get up. Get up right now. Get up. Do not sit on your dreams any longer. Because people use somebody else to fulfill what is supposed to be done. You know? And anybody who asks me, like, what is your goal in life? My goal is to die empty. I will tell anybody that my goal is to die empty, to take all of these amazing things that God put inside of me and push it all out into the universe so that when I stand before him at the end of my life, I can say, I took everything you gave me, everything you gave me, and I used it for good. I used it to help people. I used it to empower people. I used it to inspire people to be a good friend, to be a good mother, to be a good girlfriend, to be a good cousin, a good granddaughter, a good daughter. That's what I did.
Right.
You know, I don't want to feel like, and Candace always says that I live a very YOLO life because I do. I justify a lot of things that I do and purchases that I make. I do. I will buy some things, y'all. That was in 2019. Did I buy something this year?
It's okay.
We'll talk about that later. So, I mean, quarantine, look, lots of Amazon packages. Anyway, but she says, I live a very YOLO life. So where if opportunity comes to me or there's something that comes across my desk or something that I'm interested in, I'm just like, YOLO, I'm going to do it.
Yep.
I'm going to throw it against the wall. And if it sticks, then it sticks. If it doesn't stick, I'm going to go and do something else because you can always go back to being ordinary. Ordinary will always be there. Ordinary will be waiting on you when you finish doing whatever you're doing. You can always be regular. A 9-to-5 will always be there. A call center will be there waiting for you when you're done. So go out and be great and go and do whatever it is you want to do. And if you do everything and you exhaust all of your talent, or you try every idea that you've ever had and you want to go back to being ordinary, guess what? It's going to be waiting for you.
Yeah.
Go and be great.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Madonna. Thank you so much.
And buy my book. I can buy my stuff.
Buy the vision book. Yes. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Just blessing us with your word, with everything that you have done for me, for everyone, for women out there. And thank you all out here on She Is Still Dope TV. Please,
Yes.
if you are
Keep
not currently
being dope.
following, you need to be, look at the little ticker down here. You need to subscribe right now to She Is Still Dope.tv. You will not
Absolutely.
be disappointed. This is for purpose driven women. Are you a purpose
Absolutely.
driven woman
Yes.
out there? All right.
Keep being
It's a
dope.
free society, and the things that you're going to get out of She Is Still Dope TV is
Your
worth
weight in
millions
gold.
or more. Your
Amazing.
weight in gold. Exactly. It's worth it. So please, again, make sure that you're subscribing to She Is Still Dope TV. Again, my name is Candace of the Green Couch Therapist. You can follow me on all social media platforms at the Green Couch Therapist. And I would like to thank you again all for joining us this week and looking forward to seeing you all real soon. Bye bye.
Absolutely. Good night, guys.
Good night.